morning to my lecturer and my fellow friends. My name is Subhashni Tunyandi. I am from class DTK 3B. My matric card number is 10 DTK 19F1050. Today I am going to present how to make cheese.
Process of making cheese. Step 1. Standardize milk. Milk is often standardized before cheese making to optimize the protein to fat ratio to make a good quality cheese with a high yield. Pasteurize or heat milk. The milk may be pasteurized or mildly heat treated to reduce the number of spoilage organisms and improve the environment for the starter culture to grow. Some variety of milk are made from raw milk, so they are not pasteurized or heat treated. Raw milk cheese must be aged for at least 60 days to reduce the possibility of exposure to disease causing microorganisms that may be present on the milk. Step 3. Cool milk. After pasteurization, milk will be cooled or do heat treatment to 32 Celsius to bring it to the temperature needed for bacteria started to grow. Same procedure we have to do if we use raw milk, must be heated to 32 Celsius. Step 4. Inoculate with starter and non-starter bacteria and ripen. The starter and non-starter adjunct bacteria are added to the milk and held at 32 Celsius for 30 minutes to ripen. Ripening allows the bacteria to grow and begin fermentation, which lowers the pH and develops the flavor of the cheese well. Rennet is the enzymes that act on the milk proteins to form the curd. After the rennet is added, the curd is not disturbed for approximately 30 minutes, so a firm coagulant forms. Cut curd and heat. The curd is allowed to ferment until it reaches pH 6.4. Then cut the curd with cheese knife into small pieces and heated to 38 Celsius. The heating step helps us to separate the waveform of the curd. First precaution. Non-food content surface should receive regular cleaning depending on we use. We should develop a schedule for cleaning each of the following items: floors, walls, shelves, sink, and other non-food content surface we might have used. And one more important thing, do not use the same brush to clean the walls, floors, and other place for cleaning the food content surfaces. Second precaution. If utensil cannot be stored in a way that avoid cross-contamination from non-food content surfaces, we need to clean and sanitize before they come in contact with the milk or curd every time. For some examples, thermometers and knives or another utensil to check coagulation. Third precaution. If we are egging the cheese, make sure we have a proper environment for it. Every cheese type has different requirements and techniques, so check and see what are the ones for the cheese we are making right now. The conclusion, please make sure the food we buy or make is hygienic. Prefer to eat homemade food because homemade food are more hygienic and much more healthier than outside food. For my opinion, please try to avoid eating lots of outside foods because they adding lots of extra ingredients to taste well, so it's not good for our health and it will lead us to health issues. So try to do the food that you want at home and eat. It will be more healthy. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Morning everybody. My name is Yagini Dr. My matric number is 10 DTK 19F1201. Now I am going to continue A few more steps about cheese making process. Where did my friend stop? The next step is drain whey. Whey is left over when milk is coagulated during the process of cheese production and contains everything that is soluble from milk. The whey is drained from the vat and the curd forms a mat. After that, texture curd. The curd mats are cut into sections and piled on top of each other and flipped periodically. This step is called cheddaring. Cheddaring helps to expel more whey, allows the fermentation to continue until a pH of 5.1 to 5.5 is reached, and allows the mats to knit together and form a tighter matted structure. The curd mats are then cut into smaller pieces. Then dry salt or brine process. For cheddar cheese, the smaller milled curd pieces are put back in the vat and salted by sprinkling dry salt on the curd and mixing in the salt. In some cheese varieties, such as mozzarella, the curd is formed into loaves and then the loaves are placed in a brine. Afterwards, form cheese into blocks. The salted curd pieces are placed in cheese hoops and pressed into blocks to form the cheese. Block cheeses can be sliced or shredded for the freshest ingredients possible. Following this, store and age. Aging, sometimes called ripening, is the most important stage of cheese production. By allowing cheeses to rest in controlled conditions, they develop the appearance, structure, flavor and aroma qualities that make them unique. The cheese is stored in coolers until the desired age is reached. Depending on the variety, cheese can be aged from several months to several years. At the end is package. Cheese is primarily transported in cartons. Sometimes cheese is also transported in rolls which are wrapped with paperboard and strapped with metal strapping to protect it from damage. Cheese is also transported in mesh container, lockable box pallets. Cheese may be cut and packaged into blocks or it may be waxed too. First precaution is when working with sanitizer, remember that they are chemicals and can be dangerous if not handled properly. Be careful when mixing bleach or any other chemical at your establishment. For instance, when chlorine is accidentally mixed with acid solutions, chlorine gas can be generated, which is not only corrosive but can cause respiratory irritation to you or your workers. Also, do not mix ammonia solution with bleach. Always use proper concentration of chemicals, since more is not necessarily better and less is almost certainly less effective. Finally, be sure to label all chemicals clearly and properly and do not store them in food containers. Next, the clothes. Clothes can carry microbes from the barn, the milking parlor or outside the cheese making room. To minimize the cross-contamination from the street or barn clothes, wear designated clothing, overalls or aprons that are exclusively inside the cheese making room. The best practice is to always change into clean clothes before entering the cheese making room. You should avoid using the same clothes. That's because animals' excrement and microbes from other sources can be carried unnoticed on your clothes. A final point, cross contamination. that is, shoes or boots. The barn and other parts of dairy farm are natural reservoirs of microbes. Try to minimize the transfer of microbes from those to the cheese making room. Just by walking into the barn or outside, it will gather billions of microbes on the sole of our shoes. We must have a measure in place to minimize the courage of those microbes inside the cheese making room. A practical solution is to add a boot bath by placing a tray with sanitizer at the entrance door. Sanitizer in the tray should be made fresh every cheese making season and changed when visually dirty. Before ending my presentation, I would like to repeat that the cheese making process requires 6 main important steps. It starts with the acidification, coagulation, separating curds and whey, salting, shaping, and end with repining. While the recipes for all cheeses vary, these steps outline the basic process of turning milk into cheese. That's all about my presentation. Thank you for your interest and attention.